they're claiming is that regulation will somehow work. We questioned so many times that if regulation and status quo work, why would these students default and actually don't get a quality of life that they're supposed to get? Moreover, right, when you talk about ideas of, these tension, there's also tension in their case, right, where these minorities don't have tag at all. So we question in all those times that they have to work, how are they supposed to pay this huge amount of debt that these for-profit universities put it on them? So I'm going to talk about 3 clash points today. Number 1, about quality of education. Number 2, is regulation possible? And lastly, the unpayable debt and jobs at the end of the day. But before moving on to the clashes, let me deal with some new rebuttals from DLO, right? They talked about these were actually a meaningful choice of those minorities. Acknowledge that these minorities that we're talking about is the minority that is most vulnerable that we needed to protect. It's also the same actor that this for-profit university used to alert these people, trick these people, using the social narrative that you have to get a degree regardless of what degree it is so that you can work. Those kind of perception ideas keep persisting on opposition side. That's why even the most minority groups and most vulnerable groups in the society will be eventually tricked into those for-profit universities and eventually get nothing out of it because it will eventually default on their loan. Principally, like we told you, it's not really a choice. Since these people were pushed by this tricked method that these for-profit university used to trick people, that's why my Prime Minister already expanded that in his argument. But practically, right, it's much more expensive that they have to loan. That is why it doesn't make sense, right, that it's actually these people's choice to loan for a much more higher expensive education so that they can get some sort of degree. We tell you that if these minorities really do have a choice, they would rather go to a cheaper school, like public school, something that's more accessible, something that we've been trying to propose. But even if so, right, even if they do have some sort of choice, here's our response. If this choice is eventually harmful and very risky to their own future, government always has this obligation to make sure that people are actually making rational decisions. That is why we keep banning things that's harmful for the citizens, right? We think that this principle still stands. Moving on to the clashes, but yes.
So, what choice would they have if they can't get even enrolled in any kind of university out there?
That's why we're proposing a model of expanding these community colleges to be more accessible. Now, if the question is money and a tax, we don't think it's mutually exclusive because their side will spend huge amounts of money for government to give loans to the students that they will eventually default. So those money that they're actually spending would actually go to waste. Where our money that we're actually redistributing to those community colleges that people can have better access is actually much more effective in dealing with quality of education. So moving on to the first class, quality of education, right? Number 1, what have we told you? We told you that these community colleges have better environments, better school. Why? Because the purpose of these community colleges is for the society. It's much different from for-profit university. Why? Because for-profit university, as my Prime Minister characterized to you, their only first priority is their shareholders. That is why even when you sue in the court, even when you win the case in university, well, they will always pay their shareholder first and student as a last resort. That's why we told you that in these cases, the purpose of these universities are much different. We tell you that evil purposes that derive and needs profits are something we don't want to endorse as a government. Moreover, right, we don't think that these measurable can be used. At least one thing that we can measure it down is the employment rate. We also tell you they give us a factory wrong fact, right? Because 2008 to 2009, these for-profit university students left without a degree because they just can't pay. They can't just finish the for-profit university. All the loans that they have received from the states actually gone. Moreover, right, we told you that if we were to judge on the measure of employment rate, we still win. Why? Because they have incredible incentive for these community colleges to push for a better society. That's why they have incentive also to hire good professors, to hire good researchers, much bigger libraries, much bigger connections for these people to integrate back to society. Different from these for-profit universities. Why? Because when you already given a choice of these community, a minority that actually have no way to go. This is the first priority that this for-profit university would alert these group of people from. Their only first client is the clients that feel that they don't have a choice and actually need to go somewhere, right? That's why the deceptive marketing of for-profit university works so well, because the social narrative keeps telling them that you have to get a degree. And these are the people that cannot get to the community colleges in the very first place. So it falls completely into the trap of this for-profit university to exploit these people that they are trying to protect. Secondly, on the idea of is regulation possible, right? We told you that for too long we have allowed allow this company to make money of our children, right? Regulations have been failing. That's why we see children suffer and they fall. They give an example of Trump University, something that they also concede that there's such harm, but they're not going to ban it. We wonder, right? Why so? Because we think that even if so, assuming but not conceding that regulation can be done, the student has already been crippled, right? Because the actions that they take are taking after these universities has been crippled, the students has already sued. Which means, in the end of the day, even though the money can be paid back using the court, but the things that they cannot be paid back is the time, right? Time that they waste in those universities that don't actually get anything back because they can't finish the degree. Moreover, right, here's what they tell you. They give us that we ask the policy that they're going to push for. They tell us that they're going to give more credit to them, knowing that they exploit the most vulnerable actors with the beautiful credits. We tell you that even perpetuate harm even further, right? Because these people that don't eventually pay off, there's no reason for them to actually go there at the end of the day. And there's no exclusive benefit for for-profit university anymore. But before moving on, yes?
Ma'am, traditional universities also have students that default on loans that don't get jobs. Would you ban them as well?
Here's the difference. Because our debt is 4 times much less than what the debt that their side is going to have to pay. Which means that these students are much more accessible in terms of paying debt back comparatively to their side that they have to pay 4 times much larger kind of debt to actually finish. And we don't see any mechanism of how we're going to help these people that actually have to work part-time jobs, actually have to take care of their own families to pay all these debt in time, right? Last flashpoint of the idea of unpayable debt that would directly trash with the POI, right? We talked about debts and jobs at the end of the day. We go inside, we tell you that at least we minimize the debt as much as possible, right? More platform for these people or these minorities to be able to access to those education that they're supposed to get, which is somehow the state's obligation as well, right? To make sure that education is a platform for everyone. Not just that you have the choice to choose and people eventually choose to go to a higher, more expensive university. They also brought up the issues of tax, right? We don't think it's mutually exclusive because we think that money that we both are using are just the same, right? Because even the student in your best case, they have to loan that much of money. Those money will go to waste anyway. We've already deal with that. But moreover, right, when they talked about default because they can't find jobs, we think the reason why the people join for-profit university because they have been tricked. Something that never rebut at the end of the day. So at the end of the day, what have we told you, right? We told you that we receive more jobs comparatively. Why? Because these people actually have time knowing that they have quality of life, knowing that states are actually taking care of them. So eventually, states are actually protecting students. The most vulnerable actors in debate, this side proposition, we're very proud to boast.